If you're interested in learning how to figure out songs by ear, here's the game plan I would use to help set you up to achieve your goal. Step one is to figure out what the tonic or home bass chord of your song is. To figure this out, you're going to have to bring your song to the piano and start playing around with notes and chords until you figure out what the tonic or home bass chord is. Now, I've mentioned in a previous video that the easiest way to find the tonic chord is that it's the chord that the song will usually start in, and almost always it will end on its tonic chord. But with enough training and practice, you can learn how to identify the tonic chord much earlier in the song. Figuring out the tonic chord helps you out because it basically helps you figure out the key signature. And once you know the key signature of the song, it greatly reduces the number of possible chords that you could use for that particular song. So figuring out the tonic would be step one. That's a very helpful step. Step two is, once you know the tonic or the key signature of your song, to start familiarizing yourself with the chords within that key signature. I've talked about in previous videos about the 1-4-5 chords. I'll link to that below, but basically the 1-4-5 chords are the easiest chords to figure out. They will make up the majority of the music that you're trying to learn. And after that, figuring out the 2, 3, and 6 chords are going to be the next popular set of chords. So I recommend that you familiarize yourself with the chords of that key signature before you even sit down to try to figure out which chords go along with the song, because just mapping out where they are on the piano is going to drastically reduce the amount of time you're going to spend experimenting. Once you know the 6 chords that are most likely to be in the song, it will just basically really streamline your process. After you have familiarized yourself with the key signature and the chords within that key signature, step 3 is essentially to start mapping out the chords that you recognize as being part of the song. So now for this step, I usually recommend printing out the lyrics to your music if it has lyrics, so you can start writing down which chords you hear going along with which words in the song. Now, I encourage you that you do not have to figure out the music from start to finish. I know that's usually how people try to do it, but you will probably have an easier and more enjoyable time if you just start picking out the chords that you recognize. The tonic or home bass chord will be the very easiest for you to recognize. Probably the 4 and 5 chords will be the second easiest group of chords to recognize, followed by the 2, 3, and the 6. So I encourage you to start with the easiest chords first, the ones that are the easiest for you to recognize, and then just keep listening to your music by your piano and just keep plugging away with those chords until you find out which ones go with which words. And if you've really struggled with some of the chords that you just can't get a handle on, a tip that I have is to just figure out if you could figure out one note. So within the key signature that you're working in, one of the notes within that key signature has to fit. And then once you figure out one note that fits that particular chord, then it's just a matter of going through and finding out which chords in this key signature also share this note. I hope this is helpful, and if you are trying to figure out songs by ear, I would love to hear what you're trying to learn. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. Leave me a comment below. Take care.